Hi, Tim. There goes Tim. We got a multiple operation going on here. Hey, stop it. Chisel plowing, spreading compost. He's got the beep beep. Here, William's got the beep beep. And that soil looks good. This is home. The home farm. Beep 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 beep. Get that compost in the dirt where it belongs. No compaction here. Nobody's got that thing deep enough. Looks deep enough. There he goes. The tires that we have on the back of that tractor are designed for sandy soils. And let me tell you, I'm actually kind of impressed when it's dry enough, not, you know, it's damp out. The ground is perfect. I mean, the soil conditions are right there. A day of this sunny weather and I'll have seed in the ground. We're where we belong. But those tires on that 4960, those were what I bought for this tractor last year. I took them off of this tractor and I put them on that tractor when I bought new tires for this tractor. I put Trelleborgs on here. Now those are Alliance tires, but they were not high-speed tires. What are you doing? Where's your teeth? Show your teeth. See your teeth. My little boy. But anyways, they weren't 25, they weren't 30-mile-an-hour tires, and this tractor goes 33, I think, 32, 33. No more beep beep. So I put the high-speed tires on this and moved the Alliance tires to that. And boy, I tell you, it makes the 4960 it just pulls like a freight train. I'm really shocked. But there's 710/70 R38s on that, and he's pulling that chisel plow at a pretty good clip. I'd say he's in probably 11 or 12. Just ripping it, you know, just ripping it. And that's the thing with a chisel plow. The faster you go, the more it shatters that hard pan that's down there, breaks that up so that you can have movement of moisture from down to up and up to down. And yeah, so every year, this is the third year for spent mushroom soil on here. So I don't know what the worm activity is here, but it should be pretty good. And the organic matter here was about 3 times what it was over on that other farm we were dealing with. So yeah, we're getting it. But this is a smelly job. Somebody asked what it smelled like, and I don't know if you've ever been near a mushroom farm. They smell like rotting material, and this has a whole bunch of rotting things in it. And as you can see behind me, maybe you can or can't, Dad is loading that up, and it is dry. I got that dry, very dry, right out of the barns. I don't know why he's doing that, but he's picking up that plow. You can see every string that we ever dropped in. I think he needs to get that thing just I guess that's going plenty deep. But if it was hard pan, you'd see big chunks coming up. But you want a little speed with your chisel plow. You really do. I'd love to rip this place though, and you know, this is home, and I would love to rip it, but I don't own a ripper, and I tried to buy one, but I just couldn't get one that was reasonable enough and I felt was going to pay me back. So you gotta get paid back for your investments, and if you don't do that, you're just stepping on your own dick, and that's never a good feeling, you know. And I've done that in the past. Okay, we're going. So I'm going to talk about this. Maybe you can hear me, maybe you can't. It don't much matter to me one way or the other. But stepping on your own dick is not a good place to be, or not a good feeling. You just really have got to be productive. And you know, I don't say do things on the cheap. Hey, every time I start talking, he starts mimicking and chattering along. That's just the way he is, and that's fine. He loves it. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. But anyway, yeah, so soil conditioners and patience, obviously patience. A lot of people don't have patience. There are a lot of cheater devices that you can buy for your planter that will allow you to plant in wetter conditions, and that's okay. But most people, they buy these cheater devices and they're like, yeah, I can plant right after I get 4 inches of rain, you know, and that's just not the case. It isn't the case, but some people seem to think they can. But yeah, they do. They'll break down that sidewall compaction. They will really, in all honesty, they do work. I mean, they work pretty good. Usually a spiked closing wheel. There's spiked sweepers to sweep the residue away from the furrow. The row clears the row units, or row cleaners, I guess you want to call them. Using those, that'll warm the soil faster. It will allow you to cheat your way through a wet season, and I don't disagree with those devices, especially in ground that is more sandy, like a sandy loam soil. This is a heavy clay. I do have some loam here, clay loam. This will pack up on you really tight, even if you do have the row cleaners or even the soil, you know, the spiked closing wheels or whatnot. You're still going to have, oh my God, I'm going way too fast. I must have bumped that. Yeah, even if you have those devices on your planter, you know, you still have to be smart about what you do. So, but anyway, yeah, this soil is kind of lively. I think this, I know this has about 5 times the organic matter in it, 3 to 5 times, depending on the field. This was a dairy farm, and so was that. But we had a sod farmer on there, and you know, sod farmers pay a little more rent, but they basically strip off all the wonderful stuff that you put on the ground. They strip it away. And that's a fact. And if you're a sod farmer and you're watching this, and you don't like what I'm saying, I'm sorry about your luck. I just speak the truth about your industry. You're rapists. You rape the land. You rape it. And you go around and you say, oh, I don't take topsoil, I don't take topsoil. Well, you kill the soil with your chemicals, you take the topsoil from the ground, and you pay a little bit of rent. Because, let's face it, if you take 2 to 3 dime thicknesses of topsoil, or even a ½ an inch of topsoil, every time you pull topsoil off of the, or sod off of the field, if you're paying $50 an acre rent, you should be paying somewhere around $350 an acre rent, because you're taking topsoil. You're putting nothing back. And I have proof of that. It's blatant, right in your face proof. And you can fool some of the people all the time, but you're not going to fool all the people all the time. So I'm not a fool. You can't fool me. I know. I've been there. I've seen it. I've dealt with it. And I know that sod farmers are soil theft, soil thieves. Like, see you later, topsoil. We don't care no more. It's ours, all for a buck. You know when they're done? They're done. They leave and they take off with the money that they've made, and you know, the farmer's left with a disaster. Disaster of ground. And someone like me has to come back in and straighten it all out. And don't you worry, I'll do it, but you ain't ever going to have that opportunity again. That's for sure. Let's do a little story time with OLF. What have I else got to do, you know? And story time with OLF. So, I'm in this field here, and it's on the home farm. It is home, where I was raised, where I'll probably be buried, I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, and I'm preparing to grow corn, and I just got to tell you, we all have regrets in our life. And anybody that says that they don't have regrets in their lives, they've never really lived. You know, we all have regrets. And for the most part, I'd like to say I didn't have regrets, but I do have regrets, and it pertains to this field. My sister Wendy, who is buried at the end of this field here, her house is over there, like ½ a mile through the woods. That's where her house was. And she had a 4-wheeler. And there were times times that I didn't see eye to eye with my sister. You know, I mean, there's times that you don't see eye to eye with your siblings, and that's okay, as long as you talk about your non-eye to eye stuff. You can get through it and move on. But anyway, I didn't see eye to eye with her on a couple of things. And one was she would drive her four-wheeler from her house to the farm to take care of the horses. And I'm the crop guy. I'm the guy that got the ground worked, seed in the ground, fertilizer on, and that's what it was. My dad was the dairyman. My grandmother, my dad. My grandmother would run tractors. She was the disc lady. She would run that disc harrow. But anyway, just to say this, my sister would drive that four-wheeler and she would run over the outside rows of my field. And as anybody knows, it pisses a farmer off when a four-wheeler rides across the field and knocks over your corn. Because, I don't know, it just does. It pissed me off, that's for sure. I hope he's got that thing working. Where is he? Anyway, it pissed me off, and I remember yelling at her, like, kind of brutally yelling at her, like, God damn it, what the fuck is that? You know, just went off the wall. And thinking back on it, you know, it's kind of stupid to do that. She's my sister. I guess that's why I felt I had a little power over her. I gave her hell. And, you know, looking back, I regret that. I really do. And I wish I could say I'm sorry for that. But she's dead. You know, she's buried down there. She's dead. And I can't say I'm sorry for yelling at her. And I guess I should have knew that she was going to do it. And I should have just gave her enough room to run her four-wheeler from her house to here. But I can't. So that's my story. That's my story. I'll tag it on here. And you know what? I'd like somebody or anyone that has regrets about maybe the way they treated a friend, a family member, or a neighbor. Get it off your chest. Post it in the comment section below, because you know what? Sometimes it makes you feel better just to talk about it. And even though you can't tell that person you're sorry for what you did, what you said, because words hurt. You can't take them back. I mean, you can apologize, but always in the back of a person's mind is the fact that you told them off for maybe something that wasn't that big a deal. But anyway, go ahead and put it in the comment section and I'll read them over, and maybe you'll feel a little better like I did. Thank you.